Seeker. Written by Suzana Thompson. Performed by Heather Firth. Chapter 8. His fear alerts me to the meaning of his statement. He told me before that his ability to pass through solid objects now comes and goes. You can't teleport right now? I ask. I can't go to the dying, he says. Okay, you don't have to look so scared, I tell him. I can drive you there if it's too far to walk. My offer doesn't appear to comfort him. I don't sense them seeking me. We can go to the hospital, I suggest. You'll sense them when you're near them. Yes, he agrees, finally assured by my reasoning. I'll attend to someone at the hospital. I use my mom's car to help Silas complete his morbid task, and I plan to return home before my family gets back from church. He is silent as we leave my house, but I begin to talk after a few tense minutes. Are you upset about your eye? No, he replies. Oh, well, do you like it then? I question curiously. It makes no difference to me, he answers. How could it not make a difference? I exclaim. Your eyes are two different colors. It's not like one of them is blue and the other is green. You look completely freaky with that much difference between your eyes. They don't match at all. It doesn't concern me, he states. Something concerns him, however, because he is sitting stiffly in the passenger seat and staring out the windshield without glancing at me at all while we speak. Are you low on life force? I ask, although he doesn't appear to look sick like he did before when Abel said that he was at a deficit. No, he says. He falls silent again, and I don't try to engage him in conversation. After we arrive at the hospital, I'm the first one to notice someone staring at Silas in the parking lot. I nudge him as I walk beside him. Is that one of them? He looks and sees the woman watching him. She shifts her gaze away from him when he makes eye contact with her. No, Silas tells me. She doesn't seek me. But she saw you, I note. He halts and looks in her direction, and she glances away when he catches her looking at him again. Hey! I call out to her and start walking toward her. She hurries to her car and gets in quickly, obviously freaked out by either me or Silas. I walk slowly in my hesitation over her reaction, and she is too fast for me. She pulls rapidly out of her parking spot and drives off. Are you sure she's not one of the dying? I ask Silas. Yes, he answers. She doesn't seek me. We go into the hospital, and that's where we both notice people looking at him. Lots of people. Everyone in our vicinity, in fact. I realize that it's unlikely they're all dying. They can see you, I tell him in a hushed tone. Yes, he responds, and he doesn't seem to know what to do. One bold girl walks up to us. Which one's the contact? She inquires as she stares at Silas's face. Contact? He asks. Who are you trying to contact? Hey, she exclaims. What's wrong with your voice? Are you sick? She backs a few steps away like he's contagious. I think she meant your eyes, I explain, still in the process of comprehending her previous question. She thinks you're wearing colored contact lenses. Is it the black one? She asks. That looks so freaking wicked. You need some tattoos, though. Gotta complete the look. Have you ever seen people that nobody else could see? I query. She takes my question in stride, and she appears to be one of those people who has an open mind. You mean ghosts? No, have you? A woman who is most likely the girl's mother approaches from behind her. "Skylar?" she says anxiously, with a suspicious look at Silas. "What are you doing? We have to go." "You're the one wasting time at the gift shop," Skylar remarks before prompting me to answer her question. "So have you seen ghosts?" "No," I answer simply, because she doesn't seem to be like me. Even her mother can see Silas, and she's looking at him like he's a delinquent rather than a supernatural being. The woman guides her away from us, but Skylar has lost interest in us anyway. "Why can everybody see you?" I wonder as I glance at Silas. He's even more upset than he was at my house. "I can't sense them seeking me." I step closer to him so I can speak quietly to him. "Maybe nobody's dying right now." "Somebody's always dying," he exclaims in a too loud voice that draws even more attention to him. "I can't sense anyone anywhere." "Keep your voice down," I command sharply, but he's already moving toward the exit. I follow him outside as he walks quickly until he comes to a stop beside my car before beginning to pace in agitation. Abel materializes in front of him, but Silas walks right through and ignores him. "I told you there would be consequences," Abel says. "What's happening to him?" I ask. "Is he low on life force?" "Who are you talking to?" Silas questions as he approaches me from several feet away. "It's Abel," I tell him. "Can't you see him?" Just then, Abel answers my question. "His life force is intact." "That's good, right?" I query before gasping when I glance at Silas. "What? Where's Abel? What did he say?" I'm still staring at Silas when Abel speaks. "We absorb life force from the dying. We don't have our own." I shift my stunned gaze to Abel as I try to comprehend what he's telling me. "His eye changed back to normal," I state, sharing my confusion with him. "It was blue for a while." Abel's tone and expression are emotionless, as always. "I must attend to the dying. He no longer can." He disappears before I can say anything else. Silas is bent over, looking at his face in one of the side mirrors on my car. "It did change back," he notes as he straightens and turns toward me. I realize then that his voice sounds different. It's no longer dry and strained, but a deeper, more masculine voice. He looks different, too, but it takes me a moment to pinpoint the change. His face is no longer deathly pale, and he now looks like a normal guy. The blonde streak in his dark hair is gone, too. "Ask Abel why I can't." "He's gone," I cut in. "What did he say?" Silas questions. Instead of answering, I step behind him and lift up his shirt. My handprint is gone, and the skin on his back is an unbroken, normal flesh color, instead of the pasty skin tone he previously had. I run my hand over it, but Silas flinches away from my touch. I lose my light grip on his shirt when he moves quickly forward and turns to look at me. "Don't do that," he says. "Did I hurt you?" I ask worriedly. "No," he replies. "It, tickles." He shifts his gaze to the ground. The statement seems odd coming from him, but his behavior is unlike him too. I'm used to him looking directly at me when he speaks, but now he seems almost uncomfortable around me. "What did Abel say?" Maybe it's the voice that's throwing me. He sounds so different from his normal self that it's like listening to another person speak. It's like listening to... "Oh my God," I exclaim. He now looks directly at me with concern. What? You're a guy, I say. You're a real guy. He stares at me with no comprehension of what I'm telling him. Abel said that your life force is intact, I explain. Now realization shows on his face. No, he protests in contradiction of his understanding. It can't be. That's why everybody can see you, I tell him with growing excitement. You're a real person now. He appears horrified rather than amazed by this discovery. That cannot happen. I'm not a person. You are, I insist. Abel told me you can't attend to the dying. How can this happen? Silas exclaims in agitation. He didn't tell me that, I reply. You know how Abel is. I hear my ringtone and pull my phone out of my purse. Mom, I inform Silas before answering it. I lie to her that I got hungry and drove to McDonald's. She yells at me for taking her car without permission and orders me to come home immediately. Sorry, I say to Silas after she angrily ends the call. I've got to go home. As he stands there silently looking at me, I realize the problem. What are you going to do now? He regards me with the most lost expression I've ever seen. I don't know.